welcome everyone to Cryptophiles episode 8. I am Whistlebritches, as this bastard calls me. Joined as always by the Killbutt.
Howdy, people.
What's up, buddy? It's been forever.
It's been a month, huh?
It actually has been a month, hasn't it?
It's been a month. It's been since our monthly visit.
Could you imagine if we only did this show once a month? I think we would lose our minds.
It might be like a 5-hour show then.
It would. And we'd have no problem doing it either. I really don't think we would.
No, I don't. I think we could probably do an all-nighter.
We could do...
Up to a nooner.
I don't... Wait, what?
Up to a nooner.
Yeah, we'll do an all... This is what we were kicking around, the idea of a bored Sasquatch. We'll do an all-nighter.
Whatever it takes to get this done.
Could you imagine if like that was... Could you imagine if
entertainment or death?
Could you imagine if that was legit, like, your honest-to-God podcast voice?
Hello. I think it might be. Like, some of these people... Like, if the downward spiral that some of these podcasts were going, let's say in 2013, because they hated the state of horror... Here we go. I'm going on a... They hated the state of horror in 2013.
Is it someone that you and I both know that you're referencing?
No, kind of. But I'm lumping a lot of people together.
Because I was thinking,
websites.
Without naming names, about the person that had a certain spoiler warning that you were talking.
I try not to do this. I try to stay positive. But yeah.
Go ahead and rant, though. I'm going to sit back, relax, because we've talked about kind of this discussion for years now. We could never record it because we'd use names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one of these days, like maybe as the last podcast I ever do, I just want to unleash and have that discussion, you and I.
Yeah, we'll just start spitting out names. We'll be like Snowden, only we're the podcast Snowden.
Like that Bigfoot commentary that we could never release.
Oh, yeah.
As my phone just yelled at me because I didn't have the volume down. All right.
No. Okay, well, 2013 kind of when I first kind of started following.
You and I both, yeah.
The horror community, movie community, which is what we're going to talk about here for a second. Mm-hmm. They hated anything new that came out. And don't pop a movie in like the Chernobyl Diaries and say you like it. I mean, for instance, just whatever.
Yeah.
God
forbid you... And I know, I mean, I like a lot of the movies from this time, but God forbid you didn't like something that was released in the 80s. Like,
oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to have another opinion.
Right. And they hated everything, and I love the hashtag save horror. Oh, save it before it's too late.
Yeah, and now look at how much money it's made and how all these directors that don't do horror want to do it. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a hashtag, though.
I don't know if it truly was, but it probably was. And I say people see people say, oh, save horror. Horror's dying. This is killing the genre. I mean, I say that a lot out of joking, but there's people who were like that, and they just hated it. Like anything that came out, they weren't going to like it, no matter what. Preconceived ideas.
I think they're still like that, but we just don't follow those people anymore.
Probably. That's what I was getting. It's like by now I can't imagine
killing horror.
What are they talking about now? I mean, Kubrick's probably not going to put out another Shining, so I don't know what else they're going to have to talk about. So. I think it's like some of these things, they burn themselves out. When you go too negative on anything for too long, you just kind of burning your fuse at both ends there.
And I've said before, anybody who listens to any of the podcasts I've ever done, some of the most fun I've had is with Asylum movies. And can I see the CGI? No. So, that might be a problem. But for pure fun, for me...
Anal.
There's fun. I mean, they're fun. I can't help it.
Sure.
And I will not apologize for it either. There were like years ago where I'd be like, oh, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. Now I'm just like, fuck that. I enjoy this movie. I don't give a shit if you think my opinion's wrong. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. You said it right there. You just said it. If you think my opinion's wrong, and that's what I don't care. That whole crowd, do whatever. We don't, we're a paranormal movie podcast, so we're not. I mean,
I watch a lot of videos on YouTube with there's a whole, they call it booktube, like book reviewing community on YouTube. And this is how this society is now. They do these videos where they get rid of books, like they don't want anymore or they're never going to read. And every single video, they're always like, Now, just a disclaimer, if it's your favorite book, I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm like, why would you even have to say that? Like, it's just stupid that they worry that much about it. I'd be like, if you have a problem getting rid of this book, the problem's on you. Fuck you. It's my opinion.
Oop.
So we're gonna.
I'm not gonna justify anything. Okay, I guess this is what I'm getting at. I don't feel I need to justify my love for anything. First off, I'm not a critic. I'm a co-host on a podcast covering movies.
But
that does not make me a critic.
No, but here's my opinion on that's always been.
Yes.
Someone's a critic, but in the end, it's still their opinion. Like, they just have an opinion like we do. Just because they're called a critic doesn't make them any more relevant than anyone else.
Well, I think some people take themselves way too seriously.
Oh, they do. A lot of people in the podcast world take themselves way too seriously.
It's toxic. And I've been guilty of it at one time. I think I took myself too serious. I was trying to impress. If you're doing anything trying to impress anyone, for the wrong reasons, it's not going to work. And I don't know what where I was going with that. But anyway, we're positive here.
I mean, okay, take our last episode. Those people you're talking about would have been like wanting to jump off a bridge if they heard us rave about Frankenstein Theory.
Yeah, they wouldn't even listen to that episode because it was a movie they deemed,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a B or C or D movie, whatever. But
no, that's
good
another thing. Like, I'm not going to sit, like, you'll hear a lot of times, oh, it's a B movie, but it's good. No, it's a fucking movie. Like, you don't have to verify that, oh, it's a B movie, so you know what level it is, even though I like it. I'm not, like, Return of the Swamp Thing, I'm not going to sit there and be like, I know this movie's bad, but I like it. Like, that's what I always used to say, and I'm never saying that again anymore, because it's stupid. I don't need to, like you said, justify what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like that, and I never like to have to preface that with anything either.
I was guilty of that.
I'm not going to apologize for these movies are for it's for relaxation. It's a hobby.
It's
for
all
fun.
Entertainment when you come right down to it. And
I guess we don't have our screenplays.
To all you Return of Swamp Thing haters, it has a fucking Blu-ray now, so fuck you.
Oh, there you go. And Heather Locklear.
Did you not like that movie though?
What, Return of the Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
No, I like it just fine. I watched it.
I thought like a while back when we first started talking, you didn't like it.
I don't think I ever said that. I don't think I would have ever said that because it's in my collection. Out of anything Swamp Thing, besides a VHS of the cartoon series, that's the only one I own, and I've watched it about once a year. I like it a lot. Louis Jordan.
Here's a hot.
That was a great movie.
That's
old boy that directed that, right? That was Minorski, wasn't it?
My Facebook friend, yeah.
Yeah. I think he unfriended
Remember we watched, what was that movie So that movie we watched one day, and I remember tagging you in it, and he like commented. It Sorority House Massacre or something like that? It was that one, whatever it was a part one.
It wasn't Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl.
It was that, whatever it was, you and me and Boss and Lizzie and Alan did the sequel on the commentary. Was it Sorority House?
Was it House on Sorority Row, possibly?
It was something like that, but I remember...
It was one of the... Maybe, I think it was a sequel to one of those Sorority House.
Yeah, that's the one we did.
Actually,
the one that he commented is the original.
Yeah.
And he wished me happy birthday.
That's right, he did. Aw.
And I remember, like, I was watching Swamp Thing, and he's like, the Blu-rays... I don't know why, but I really need to, like, just bite the bullet and ask him to come on one of the shows.
Yes, you should.
I mean, the man made what's it called? Sharkensaw Women's Prison.
Oh, the state. Yes, I see you shared something the other day about that.
That
I still
movie
haven't seen that.
actually isn't bad. I like that movie. I bought it by accident. I went to rent it on Amazon and I accidentally bought it. So I was glad I enjoyed it.
I tend to like anything he's done.
I think
it's fun.
I always get him in, like, if you gave me a quiz of who did this movie, him or Fred Olen Ray, I'd probably get them all wrong because I get them confused all the time.
Oh, yeah. Did you see there's a Chopping Mall series coming?
I thought it... I didn't know why I thought it was a movie. Is it a series?
I believe it's a series.
I read something where they were like, the robots aren't going to be in it, and that made me sad.
There's no Killbots?
I swear I saw that somewhere. They weren't going to be Killbots.
Well, there's going to be Kelly Maroney, so we know this much. Said Kennedy there.
Sasquatch. What the hell was I going to say to you? Oh, what have you watched over the last month? Anything worth bringing up?
That's funny. I was pulling it up as we speak, and looking for the movie list. No.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, while you're pulling that up, I'll ask you a question.
Oh.
Is Castle Rock worth getting Hulu for?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. It's very... It feels very Stephen King-y, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The town, Castle Rock, looks amazing. The total mashup of, like, all of the adaptations, I guess.
Can you follow it if you, don't know every single thing about him and his work?
Absolutely.
Okay. I know the basics, but I feel like there's shit that'll go over my head.
I guess we've seen up to episode 3, and one of the first things I said was how easy it is to follow. Like, if you're eating dinner and you want to put something on the background and watch it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Real easy to follow. Maybe a little more easier to follow than Stranger Things. A little bit.
The weird thing about that is, and I don't hate it, but I haven't finished the second season yet. I like it. For some reason, it's not one of those things that I need to, make sure I watch within 2 days of having it up. I like it, but I'm not in love with it. And I feel like I'm the only person that ever says that. But
no, I'm kind of with you. I think parts of it, I think it's been a little overhyped.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, but
I think I think some of the 80s-ness is a little pushy. Yes, we get it.
Let's take Daredevil, for instance. Daredevil, I have to, when the second season came out, I had to finish it pretty much the week after it came out. And this has been out for how long? And I've only watched the first episode so far. And I know I'll get to it, but it's not something that I need to, my life won't be complete until I finish it.
Yeah, I like I said, I've got season 2 to watch, and I'm cool. I'll catch it at some point.
And
it was great.
As far as 80s and nostalgia, I know they're two different movies, but I had more of a feeling of that with it than I do with Stranger Things.
I said the same thing after seeing it. That's so funny. I agree.
I
think the director of Stranger Things almost. What's that? I'm sorry.
I just said I don't know why I don't own that movie because I love it.
You love it.
I loved it. Yes.
It.
But I mean, both of us we're both in the same boat. Then we both have all of season my season 2 of Stranger Things. My cousin watched it. Him and his wife watched it in a weekend. I'm like, I'm not. I don't know why I'm not dragged into it.
Yeah, I might be, and I might start season 2, in 2 weeks, and be like, oh my god, this was the best thing I've ever seen.
As I'm watching it, I like it, but it's same thing with Walking Dead for me. Well, not the same because I never went back to Walking Dead, but when it got to season 3, which is where I quit. I enjoyed the episodes while I watched them, but I had, say, 4 to catch up on, and I had no desire to just sit there and binge them, and that's how I feel about this. I could be fine with... I'd probably handle it much better like Hulu, how they release some of theirs once a week.
That might have been better for you to...
Yeah, I don't know. So,
I'm kind of with you.
So, Castle Rock, I should re-get Hulu?
I think so. I think it's really good. Also... If you also check out 11/22/63.
I've heard that's really good.
I thought it was really good.
Who's in that? I forget. There's some big
James
name.
Franco.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a harasser. Did you hear that? I hope not.
I did, but then I heard
I hope it's not true.
They didn't seem to prowl on him like they're doing others, so I don't know how credible it was.
So not. Yeah, I say go for it.
Okay.
It feels really. It's kind of psychic. Has that psychic feel, maybe a little Dead Zone. And I don't know about Dead Zone, the series. I
always wanted to watch that and I never did. That's one of those ones.
But and even kind of in Firestarter, you get a little psychic. And those 80s psychic movies?
Yeah.
You kind of get that feeling with this, but I think...
I've never watched it, but kind of like Scanners, I would think. You mean like that?
Yes. They're very good, exactly.
Is that movie good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And not just the exploding heads, it's a pretty good movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of got that psychic feel a little bit, but there's a paranormal twist here, maybe demonic or something. So, which makes it kind of cool. But it sure feels Stephen King. I mean, you feel,
Yeah.
That feeling.
I'm glad it's doing well, and I'm glad it did really well. I mean, I know we have we had Pet Sematary and stuff, but some of his adaptations haven't really hit the mark. So I'm glad that now it seems like they all are.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you ever watch Kingdom Hospital?
No.
I loved that show. Do you know what it was?
No.
It was based on like a story of his. And it's about I guess it's based on like a Swedish series or something, but he adapted it for TV. And it's about this hospital that was like infested with ghosts. I think it's on Netflix. But it was really good.
That's cool. That sounds good.
So what have you watched? Did you get your list up?
Yeah, but I lost it. Okay. Man, it's been a while. I guess.
I mean, whatever you don't have, whatever you want to.
No. There's some stuff I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was.
It's my fault, people, for us being off.
Oh, I was.
I had to go on fucking vacation. It's my fault.
He went on one of them sex vacations. Not really.
And I did some other stuff too, but we'll get into that later.
Oh.
We'll talk about what we watched before I get into my big life-changing event that happened last week.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to talk about this.
And you were the first person that texted me, so thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. I did a little Friday the 13th marathon.
Ooh.
Last Friday the 13th.
I totally missed that. Yeah, I forgot like halfway through, and then you texted me. I'm like, "Fuck, it's Friday the 13th."
I did 1, 2, 3, and the remake.
Oh, you didn't do the best ever part 6?
No, I didn't. You know why? It wasn't that long ago I'd watched that.
Yeah.
But you know
I like
what?
The remake a lot.
I think I texted you that day as I watched the remake, and
you did.
Another friend of mine, a listener, and I said, "Hey, I think in 2018, a 43-year-old me likes the remake the best out of all of them. I think it does it all.
It does.
It encapsulates everything.
It's a great remake that I almost would love to hear, like the I don't want to say non-community because we all like horror, but the like Facebook podcast, the non-internet community.
If you say normie, I'm throwing some.
No, like the non-hardcore like Facebook horror community and Instagram and stuff. I'd love to see what people like us think. Like I love that. I love the remake. I think it's great.
Yeah, it feels like it has the whole everything I need in a Jason film. I thought it did a pretty good. My God, there's a lot of nudity in that movie.
I think I've told you this, but
not that that's a bad thing.
No, but when it kind of ties into this, when I used to download movies still,
yes,
it was near Halloween, and Gavin was probably 10, 11. He wanted to watch a horror movie, so I'm like, "Oh, get the Friday the 13th." I didn't realize I got the unrated version. And thank God my mom was there too, because there was a lot of fast forwarding. I felt awful.
Which one was it?
The remake.
Oh yeah. Oh my Lord, yeah.
Yeah, I got the unrated by accident. I felt like a piece of shit. It was bad.
Yeah, there's. And then after that, after I got done with my little marathon.
Okay, not to derail this.
You derailed it.
How is the Friday the 13th series? Have you ever watched it? Because I've always wondered.
Oh, it has nothing to do with
I know
Jason.
that, but I didn't. I mean, on its own, is it good?
I think so. I'd have to. Dude, I haven't watched it since it was on TV.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if.
Honestly.
Okay.
I watched The Surface with Sean Astin.
Ooh, what is that?
It is an awesome movie. I want you to watch. And I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Kind of a men against nature type film. It takes place in the Great Lakes. An airplane crashes. Not really sure what was going on with that guy, and we're talking like out in the middle of the Great Lakes. And little Sean Astin, or Hobbit. He's not a Hobbit in this.
Yeah, he doesn't help Frodo, does he?
No, I don't know. And it's kind of like Lifeboat, that Hitchcock movie.
Oh, okay.
So they're kind of stuck in a boat for a long time, and it's kind of tense, and had a fantastic ending. The whole family could watch it. Not a horror movie, not even a thriller movie, but kind of a man against nature. You can say that.
Check it out.
And I watched Piranha from 1978.
I have never seen that. I've only seen Piranha 3D, and I want the two movies I've always wanted to see is that, and then that. What the fuck is it? That one with about the fish people. I think it's a Corman movie.
Oh, I almost watched that the other day.
1980 or something.
Oh, From the Deep. What is it?
I do, but I can't think of the name. That I've always wanted to watch too.
Isn't there like a rapey fish scene?
Yeah, I've always wanted to see that.
Not War Gods from the Deep. But
Isn't it something from the deep?
Yes, but
people are yelling at us right now, probably.
Oh, you guys don't know how you're killing the genre.
Probably your friend that's a listener is like, you guys are stupid and should know this name.
Our one listener is like, oh, I'm out. But
Piranha, that movie
was awesome.
Whatever that movie is, I'm going to watch it.
Jeez, yeah, we're going to watch it. But Piranha 1978, I had not seen this since 1981, 82.
I remember always seeing the previews on like movies I'd rent.
So good. Oh my god, it was so good. I don't know. I may have even done a little mini review in the Facebook thing. I don't remember. I will definitely be picking it for the show. And it's a Roger Corman, produced movie. And in my head, I think I always thought it was maybe more of a, maybe not as good as it was. And it is really good and kind of shot well. The piranha look awesome, and it's kind of well acted.
It's Humanoids from the Deep.
Humanoids from the Deep.
I want to pick that sometime because I've never seen it.
Hemorrhoids from the Deep.
Yes. Hi, I'm a hemorrhoid.
I've seen it, and that would have been back like 2012 or something, and I cannot tell you what happened in that movie.
Maybe we'll have a fish double feature episode someday. We'll do both.
As long as we're not playing the music.
I've never heard a Fish song in my life.
You don't want to.
I didn't think so.
I'll fly through this here. I watched Fire in the Sky.
I've never seen that. I want to watch that.
Ooh, it's creepy. Based on a true story.
We have
Bad Ben.
We have a... Oh, never mind.
Go ahead. What were you saying? We have...
You stopped me when you said Bad Ben.
I've got into the Bad Ben series.
Oh, Bad Ben.
I think it's
we
awesome.
Have to
Everything
about that on the show.
You said. I watched it because of you. The found footage... I kind of like Paranormal Activity, but I think it does a few things better.
Yeah.
Level.
And that guy's hysterical.
Watch Cannibal Holocaust.
A movie I will not.
And I did not know that. No, I wouldn't do that. But I was kind of happy because I have the Grindhouse Edition DVD. I should have got the Blu-ray, but I got the DVD, and it has the version, the animal-free, cruelty-free version.
I want that.
And I didn't know that. We talked about that a long time ago.
Yeah, I want I've seen the regular, but if I bought that or watched it again, I would only want to watch that version because I can't stand those parts. And I'm sorry, I don't care if they hate them or not. I don't want to see it.
It was refreshing, watching that and only seeing the woman getting the fence poster. Yeah. And I watched Frankenstein's Army.
We watched that together once, right?
Aw, we did. And I think it's great. I think Frankenstein's Army is awesome. It's almost a steampunk version.
Oh yeah, it is awesome. And they had a limited run of the action figures. I always wanted them, but they're too expensive.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah. I remember. And I think some came with the Blu-ray or something.
Yeah, they did.
You got it. But a lot of people complain that the found footage in this, because this was World War II. People complain that the found footage.
It was still different and unique.
They're like, oh, it's too clear for World War II. It's too pretty. Now you can buy that Adolf Hitler and Dr. Frankenstein are working together, but you don't like that the quality. That just goes back to people.
I like that movie.
Yeah. And The Exorcist.
One of us should pick that someday. Frankenstein's Army.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then last night I had a little movie marathon. I'll wrap this up here. I watched The Burning, the original, the OG. And
I'm surprised that never got remade.
I am too. And I watched Scream 3, and I kind of have a new love for that movie.
What made you pick that one?
I was kind of random. It was kind of the background. I was doing some bike maintenance and working on some things up in the cave, and I thought, what am I going to? I want some horror in the background. And I thought, some Scream 3, and I liked it a lot better this go around.
I like all those movies.
I like 4. I don't care.
4 is amazing. Did I tell you about the woman that gave me the death glare during 4?
No.
So we're sitting in the theater, And there is a lot of parts in that movie that are made for fans of the series. And a lot of the parts in that movie are funny. I laughed, and this woman gave me such a death glare, I was told.
Oh, now I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, where's she at now?
Not listen to us.
That's right.
And if you are, I'm calling you out, bitch.
Reap it. And I fell asleep watching Jaws 2. That's right. And that is rough summary of what I've watched. If you watch, sir.
I'm trying to think. But what I was going to say about Fire in the Sky is we have a UFO conference here every November, and last year's one of the guests was Travis Walton.
Ooh, really?
Mm-hmm. And my uncle that went said he seemed very like he believes what happened to him happened.
Man, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole story. I mean,
I need to watch that movie though sometime. What did I watch?
We should do that.
Oh, excuse me.
Am I boring you, sir?
No. I watched Hereditary twice. And that is my favorite horror movie as far as like that was released this year so far. Like that movie's just it lives up to all the hype. It gives you kind of it's not the same movie, but I left it feeling the same way I did at the end of The Witch, like that I've seen something evil feeling. The acting's great in it. Toni Collette's great in it. Other than that, I can't think of. I'm trying to think of what else I watched. It's not horror, but I went and saw Skyscraper. That wasn't bad. Like I know it's getting shit on. I had fun with it.
Trailer looks good.
Yeah. Oh, that found footage movie I watched. What the fuck was it?
Oh yeah, what was it?
Oh, the. I think it was like the Chaos Brief or something like that. And it was like an alien abduction thing. And if you know me, I'm terrified of that whole subject. And I was excited to watch this. I'm always excited to watch those. And it was like one of those movies that you feel like you've seen it all before. And I don't want to say it's nothing new because I like movies like that. But this one just didn't do anything for me.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm usually fine with things I've seen before if they're done well, but this was just kind of haphazard and bullshit.
Kind of bliss. Yeah.
But other than that, I can't think of anything else I watched. I watched Red Cliff, but that's not horror. That's a Chinese period drama action movie. Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Gotcha.
I want to watch that movie, The Host, from Korea. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, that's a good movie.
Is it?
I figured you'd see it.
But that's all I watched that I can think of.
Tell us your story from this Rob Zombie Marilyn Manson concert. Please tell us.
So,
you need to hear
concert.
this.
I got rained on, but it was a great concert. But in between Manson and Zombie, this guy comes up to us. And he is clearly very, very, very drunk.
Hey there, brother. How's it going?
And he goes, hey. He looks at me and he goes to my cousin. He goes, is he a full blind? And I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, seriously, sure. Is he a full... He didn't believe I was blind. Like, he's like, no, he's not. And Gavin's like, yeah, he's a full one. He's one of those full blinds. He's like...
He's not a half one.
Yeah. He goes, where the fuck are you guys from? And we're like, Latrobe. He goes, I don't know where the fuck that is. I'm from Wheeling. And so he walks away. And then he comes back. And same thing. Is he a full blind? I'm like, oh, Jesus God. He goes, where the same exact thing. Where the fuck are you guys from? I'm like, oh. And I said I wasn't going to say it, but then he's like...
Please say it.
He goes, I bet you have a big dick. And I'm like... the fuck? And I'm like, I didn't say anything, and he yells real loud, he has the biggest dick here. I'm like, oh my God. And my cousin's friend goes, yeah, he does.
He must follow you online.
Yeah. Because, me,
awesome.
I put so many dick pics online.
That was me, but it was your unit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how did you even manage that? How did that happen?
Well, it started out as an accident. Like most fetishes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Googling weird fetish, but I don't want to, see what comes up, but I'm kind of fascinated, what's the weirdest fetish out there? I know there's, a fetish for people that like to watch other people eat.
Ew.
I know that's a thing. But yeah, apparently I am a full blind.
A full blind. You're not one of them half blinds.
No, I'm not a half one. I'm a full blind.
Is that a thing? Is a half blind a thing?
Well, there's the funny thing is some people say they're blind, but they have partial vision. But I think full and half is funnier than hell. So I'm referring to myself as a full blind now. So the movie this week.
Oh yeah. What episode is this, my friend?
This is episode 8. Or should I tell my life-changing story? Or should we wait till the end?
I think let's make them wait.
All right, let's get into the movie. This was your
not pick. Circumcision.
I am so glad. This is a random thought I just thought of because you said that. I'm so glad when we get circumcised we're little and you can't remember it.
It's my first memory.
How was it?
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
You didn't think I was going to say that?
No.
Yeah. So we're on episode 8, my friend.
Yes,
8.
we are.
They said we'd never make it past 5. Look at us.
It's funny you say 5 because that was when we had the format change, I think.
Oh. And for Harry, episode 8.
Harry and Henderson's?
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
But I want to pick it someday.
You want to pick it like a booger? Yeah. You know what?
Like a scab.
Wood booger. We're going back here. We're going back in time.
We are. We're doing a Hammer movie, right?
We are. This is a Hammer film.
Can you believe this is the first ever Hammer movie I've ever reviewed on any podcast ever?
Oh, get out of here.
No, Horrorcopia has never had a Hammer movie.
Oh my god.
I know.
Remind me, I have something to say about that with this being a Hammer film.
Okay.
But this is from 1957, the Hammer film. This is the Abominable what a word to say tonight. Abominable Snowman of the Himalayas.
Yes.
Starring the Mr. Peter Cushing. And this is
Hello,
from 57.
I'm Peter Cushing. That was a horrible accent.
This is not the first Bigfoot or Yeti film, actually.
Isn't there one from 54 or something like that?
We have 1954, The Snow Creature.
That's what I'm thinking
of. Is actually the first.
I think
a renowned Bigfoot researcher, as I was talking about this film last week, and this is the second.
Didn't Scream Factory release a Blu-ray with both of these on it?
I don't know, but that'd be cool if they did.
I thought they did, maybe not.
Well, I don't think the other one was a Hammer film.
No, but I swear...
That'd be cool.
Maybe it was something else they did.
Yeah.
There's a Blu-ray of this somewhere.
Oh.
I think.
But, as like we stated, this is a Hammer film, 1957. And this was my pick. I've been wanting you to see this for however many years I've known you.
It's going on 5 now. Can you believe that?
11 years I've been on you to watch this.
You've been on me to watch this as long as you have me to watch my box of Bigfoot, I think.
Box of Bigfoot. Was this in your box of Bigfoot?
No.
Because it is in one of the... Must be the big box of Bigfoot 2.
Yeah, because mine has... Boggy Creek. It has Boggy Creek, something else, and then that one that's made to look like a Disney documentary.
Oh, Sasquatch: The Legend of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm going to give you a quick synopsis here of this film, if you would like.
Sure.
Would you like? Okay. This is written... I'm just going to read this dude's stuff because I kind of like the way he wrote it. This is Rich Wannon from IMDb.
I think from now on, IMDb should always be pronounced IMDb. IMDb. Could you imagine the Bigfoot voice?
Yes.
This movie was on IMDb. And we have, before you read this, because I keep interrupting you, we have been joined by the Crypto Dog. She's late for the show.
Hi, Lucille.
Yeah, she's late for the show.
We won't talk about her badness, right? She was bad.
No, she was bad today.
So was one of the Crypto Kitties.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, we're good. That was a review, people. It's awesome. And this says, at a remote lamasery. There is you a word, brother.
What the hell is that? I didn't even know that was...
It's a lamasery. It's where there's llamas. Or in the Himalayas. I guess it's like...
Yeah. I didn't realize that's what it was called. Huh.
Like the Dalai Lama. Not the ones that spit and everything.
No, but I didn't realize that's... I didn't know that was a word. Could you imagine if it was? There's a real fucking llama there.
We're going to use this word. I've got a new word for you later in the show, too.
Okay.
And from a listener. And at a remote lamasery in the Himalayas, scientist John Rollison studies rare mountain herbs with the help of his wife Helen and associate Peter, friend, the arrival of an American named Tom Friend.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that was his last name.
Over Helen's objections by the High Lama, brother, he sets out with a friend on an expedition to find the elusive Yeti, accompanied by an American named Shelley and a young Scotsman, McNee, who claims to have seen the thing. Footprints are found in the snows, and McNee seems queerly affected the closer they get to the quarry's likely habitat. But the biggest shock to Rollison is discovering Friend is a showman who only intends to exploit their find, with Shelley his game hunter marksman. The conflict between science and commercialism only increases when an enormous anthropoid is shot, and the horror only increases as he partly realizes the other Yeti intend to retrieve their fallen comrade and have powers to do so which seem extra human. And that pretty much describes the whole
That's pretty much the whole movie.
I should have read all that before.
Friend was an asshole. I'll tell you that.
Right. He was a P.T. Barnum type.
Yeah, he was.
Some might say a Tom Biscardi. Oh yeah, Biscardi would have totally dragged one of these. So, sir, this was your first watch.
I really like this.
Thoughts. I knew you.
I love the hammer. I think in some ways still has that hammer feel. Like, I don't know why, but in these old movies, I love like the scientific talk.
Yes, this had actual kind of made sense.
Like I mean, when we did the commentary for Neanderthal Man, even that now that I learned from Mysterious Universe, Neanderthal Man.
As
they say. Even though that was bogus bullshit, I love the explaining stuff to me part. And this had a lot of that.
It's fun, isn't it? Yeah.
It's going to sound really weird, but that stuff's like cozy to me. I don't know why.
I see what you're saying there. I'm picking that up. I know what you mean. It is kind of cozy.
It is, and I don't know.
In a lot of these 50s, the 50s, I guess it's that Atom Age stuff is where we get some more sciencey,
Even the Universal movie, like just old movies in general, even the Universal horror, that stuff is comforting to me. Like even the sound of it. Like
the Invisible Man got kind of sciencey. I bet.
Except for that fucking woman that screams for 9,000 hours. Is that not one of the most annoying screams you've ever heard in your life?
I believe she's in Bride of Frankenstein as well.
Yeah, that's right, she is.
I think she's funny.
She is funny, but like the first time I heard her, I'm like, oh dear God.
I'm going to steal your phone and make her your ringtone.
That would be funny as hell if you did. Could you imagine all the crazy shit you would make my ringtone?
I like to text you dirty, really, really dirty things during the week because I think you're like with people in public and your phone reads it out loud. Has that ever happened?
I hold it so close to my ear that most people, and it's faster, so most people probably wouldn't understand.
That's why I send those things.
But please keep doing that because it makes me laugh.
Okay, you got it.
But yeah, I liked that part of this movie. I liked the Yeti discussion. I like that we get to see. I mean, I assume we see the actual Yetis.
Yes.
Like
yes,
it's not.
absolutely.
I like the fact that it's not one of those ones that, oh, did we see it or didn't we? Like it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's not
it's
great.
Like, I am Yeti, hear me
picture.
roar.
You just named this episode.
I am Yettis, hear me roar.
Why are you...
You know what? In the episode description, I have to work in the phrase, I am Yeti, hear me roar.
Oh. You're doing the Katy Perry version.
I didn't even think of that. Yes, I will. That should be the beginning of this.
I'm
going to make that the beginning of this episode. Is going to be that song.
Please do. I love that. I mean, no.
I don't give it. I mean, we just said we don't have to defend movies. I like that song.
She was so pretty when she was a girl.
Isn't she a girl now?
I don't know. Something's going on there, dude.
Why? Is she like changed her look a lot?
She's like went kind of Miley.
Oh.
Maybe it's just a hairdo, maybe. I don't know.
You're gonna hear me roar.
Oh! Do the big roar.
Like the old Blind Frankenstein roar I used to do.
There you
go. Yeah, I love this. And you said I would, and you were exactly right.
Yeah, I kind of thought you would. Kind of had some... I knew there were some elements in this that you'd kind of pick up on. And
watching it on YouTube, there was parts of the sound that I had trouble making out some of the dialogue of the English people. But I think that was the copy of it, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice that at all?
Probably. I watched it on DVD.
Okay, because some of it was very muffled. And I'm like, what the fuck are they saying?
I had it on VHS. Now, I have watched this for years and years and years. And I think it was off of Turner Classic Movies I recorded it. Because it had the intro.
My favorite channel
was it Turner that had
during
Robert
Halloween
Osborne?
Time. Yeah.
Yes.
And
it was that.
Not to go on a rant about...
really bad on that.
Not to go on a rant about TCM, but
okay.
I have seen some movies that they have the Robert Osborne intro, and after he passed, they redid the intro, and I'm like, why the hell did you do that? You could have still showed his intros.
I guess they were trying to keep it more current or something.
I guess, but I was so pissed last
or something else.
I was so
away.
pissed last Halloween when I watched a movie and it wasn't him. I'm like, I know this was him because I watched it before. That's my favorite channel at Halloween time. Like, I don't watch that channel every time of the year, but
I've like recorded mad VHS tapes off that with him doing the intros, and then I've later put them to DVD. And just
King Kong was on today. The original.
What's that? I'm sorry.
The original King Kong was on today. I didn't watch.
Oh, was it really? 33. Yeah. Those might have to go in our watch or
I was just gonna say
future. That. Yeah.
But yeah, this is awesome. So you asked me, what do you think of this?
This is one of my this movie's. How do you say it? It's kind of like fried chicken or something. Mm-hmm. It's more of a feeling to me than a movie. I've seen it so many times now. Love it.
Did you see this as a kid?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Actually, truth be told, I hadn't seen this 2 years ago. I would say about 2006 was probably the first time. And when I recorded it, and then I watched it, and I wasn't Mr. I'm going to hunt down every Bigfoot movie back then by any means.
Not like now, right?
But I kind of knew what it was. And I'd watched it again, and then years later, I'll give a shout out to Scott Harriet, who was on the Bigfoot show, and he's also a documentary filmmaker. And he used to be on Tech TV. Funny comedian guy who does Bigfootery. And he had talked about
one of the greatest things ever.
Oh, yeah, it was. And on the Bigfoot show, it used to be, I don't think it's around anymore, they were kind of doing a short list of some good Bigfoot movies, and Scott Harriet brought this up. And he said, it's one of my favorites. And I said, I'll be damned, I think I have that at home, and it was that VHS, I popped it out again and kind of watched it again and really paid attention to it, and I was like, my God, it's good. And ever since then, about once a year, I put it in rotation, and I picked it up on eBay. On DVD, rather cheap. It was like under $10, but I got it. It's actually a bootleg. Like somebody's made it on their computer, and I won't put the link to that in our show or nothing because I think this is available, as you said. But I love it. I can watch it over and over again. Like you said, the sciencey part of it, it is good, and it makes a little bit of sense. Like how they talk about in evolution, ape went one way, man went the other way. Well, there was a third, and this is. This is it. And
That was a third path. I don't know what that accent... Wait, let me try to do the Ted Kennedy. Man went one way, ape went the other, and they converged to make the Yeti.
JFK versus a Yeti.
I would watch that. I think there needed to be a sequel to one of my favorite movies of the last few years, FDR American Badass. He could have taken on.
Just give it to me straight, Doc.
That's where the famous macaque came from.
Well, macaques still work.
This movie. Love that movie.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I love that movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's something about black and white with the snow that I think is so cool. And this movie was actually had to have been shot on locations. I didn't look nothing up.
It seemed like
you guys can get it. This was not shot on a soundstage.
It seems like they actually, I could be wrong, but actually had like Tibetan actors.
Yeah, I have that in my notes too. And a lot of times when we have like Sherpas or local villagers or natives, you can even say that, they don't look right. And sometimes you even you get blackface sometimes.
Oh yeah, I remember some of the, and not really horror, I don't think, but some of those movies, like it would be white dudes and they would just like tape their eyes down. And
I thought on this, these were better. It does seem legit. Now there was a couple of goofy looking Sherpas, and every time they talk, they make them a little. I don't know. It just sounded a little off. But all in all, yeah, it did, and it felt like it had a pretty darn good budget, for that time. I don't know what Hammer was working with then.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I'm sure with like 2 clicks, we could have looked all that.
We could have.
But I liked it. You got Peter Cushing. This doesn't really necessarily feel like a Hammer film to me as much.
I don't think it does, and I think it's because it's like out of the English, like out of the usual settings.
Exactly. I was getting ready to say, I think it's because it's more of an adventure film a little bit.
Yeah.
We're on the move here, which is kind of nice. Mm-hmm. Up to a certain point, and I have this written in my notes, it's like, in this movie, to me, is kind of 2 parts. And luckily, we don't, at the beginning, it doesn't take 20 to 30 minutes for them to get to Tibet or the
Himalayas. But I feel like it could have if they went a certain direction.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Peter Cushing, and we have his wife, Helen.
Like, some movies would have just had 30 minutes of them getting to Tibet.
On the back of an elephant or something, or whatever. Yeah. But no, with this, we're right in there.
Yep.
And like I said, an adventure film. The backdrops here are just kind of breathtaking.
Excuse me.
For this type of movie, going into it, I guess this was classified as a horror movie. And if you look at some of the old, and I'll post them in our group. If you look at some of the old movie posters of this, they really pushed this. I think it was like maybe pushed big in drive-ins. Mm-hmm. Maybe Hammer was, because I was wanting to read some of these to you. It's on the lobby cards, and this says Demon Prowler of Mountain Shadows, dreaded man-beast of Tibet, the terror of all that is human. And then they also says here on this one, we dare you to see it alone.
Isn't that awesome? I miss old trailers like that. Like, it sounds like I could hear the trailer guy from like the 80s doing that. Like, I miss that in trailers of today.
Yeah.
It made them sound so much more entertaining.
It did. That hype was awesome.
Like, Full Moon was always great with their trailers.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, this also has Mr. Forrest Tucker in it. He's our P.T. Barnum type individual. Did you watch F Troop?
I've seen an episode here or there.
See, I'm about that way, too. I don't know it.
I liked it. What I saw, I liked, though, a lot. I wish it was streaming somewhere, because I would watch it.
Fans of F Troop will immediately notice this guy. And I liked Helen.
I liked Helen too.
Very attractive, smart woman,
Yeah, she wasn't your usual damsel in distress. She seemed actually intelligent.
She was very strong, actually. Kind of. She shows up with some Sherpas at a time in need, and kind of saves the day at a certain point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you. You said about how the movie looked. Wasn't Hammer? Were they known for their good sets and cinematography and stuff like that?
I'll sound horrible for saying this, but I don't really think so. I've never noticed Hammer, and I think some listeners will start screaming at me. Oh my God, you forgot about! I don't think so. This looks more universal to me than Hammer.
Oh, okay.
And maybe because it's black and white, that's why I'm saying that. But it maybe but maybe also because it's more of a grand scale with your big backdrops. And I feel like some Hammer films were more. Well,
the settings seem very small sometimes. Like it's just like in one.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's castle or one town or.
Yeah, and you definitely can see the sets are more. I don't know what's on. I'm searching for the word. But this feels more open.
Yeah. So, how did the Yeti look?
The Yeti looked great. They have like tusks that kind of stick out. I thought they were unique.
Yeah, I've never
talked about it at the beginning. They have.
Has that ever been in the descriptions of like sightings or anything?
I've never seen that.
I haven't ever heard of it, so I didn't know.
Maybe it kind of reminded me of like in some Asian paintings, they'll draw a monkey and the monkey's teeth kind of stick out.
Oh, okay.
And I think I've seen a Yeti drawn like that. And that's kind of what it reminded me. They are unique looking. And they just kind of, when you do see these things, you do see them. The Yeti.
Do they make them look like a lot bigger than an average man?
Yeah, we have a body, and you can kind of see more than an outline, but it is big. It's like 7 or 8 foot.
Okay.
And then when you see them, I don't want to spoil too much, but they're kind of
right.
They're kind of unique. And when they're looking at you, it's almost like, I don't know. They're kind of, there's really a look when they're looking at you, like they're reading your mind maybe a little bit. Get into mind speak. But, and they have a certain call or a cry you hear in this. And keep in mind, when you're hearing these Yeti calls, I'm not even going to attempt to make this sound. The camera's panning across these vast, mountainous snow, and it's almost like another planet up there. Think about it, in the Himalayas.
That's what it feels like. That's what the movie makes it feel like.
It really does. And for 1957, they did a really good job of that, I thought. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I kind of get into it. Like, these are powerful beings. This isn't just like some primate running around up there.
No, it's definitely not.
At all.
They're intelligent.
Very intelligent. And there are deaths in this. This gets really tense. There's loss in this. And kind of a morality tale, I guess we could say.
This is like the total package. Like, you kind of get everything. If you like these types of movies, you get, like, all the good things they're known for.
Absolutely.
Did we say we were going to rate out of 4 or 5 wood dogs?
I think 5.
Well, this is getting a 4 from me.
Ooh. Good. I'm going to go 5.
This is definitely in my rotation. No. Was there anything else you wanted to add about it, though? Because I kind of just jumped right in.
I only have one negative.
Okay.
I think some of the dialogue with the... and I'm sorry, I'm going to call him the Dalai Lama. I thought it was a little drawn out a little bit.
It was, yeah. It seemed like it seemed to go on forever.
To the Lamasery.
Mm-hmm.
The Lamasery.
Like, we were talking about how this movie gets you right into the action and stuff, but that is the one point where it kind of dragged.
I've got it playing in the background as we're recording right now, and it just showed the scene where it shows the Yeti. And it's really hard to... I wish I could describe this look, and I'm going to put a picture of it in the group after the episode release, because it looks like these things are looking through you. I wish I could describe it better to you, man. I really do.
Could you imagine the doctor if he's like, they're looking into your soul?
Into your soul. Yeah, I love this.
I have my pick.
If you have not seen this film, people, watch this movie.
Yeah, this movie's great. We've been batting 1,000 so far. We've liked all the movies. And there is going to come a time probably when one of us disagree or something, but a lot of these are going to be things that we've liked that we've wanted to talk about for a while.
Yeah, it's like we need to get some out of the way almost.
Yeah, like Boggy Creek's going to happen.
Oh, my Lord.
But I figured out what I'm going to pick.
Oh. This is a drum. Here, got our drums going.
We were talking about it before the show, and I've never seen it.
Oh.
We're going to talk about the Gill Man, creature from
Oh,
the Black
my Lord.
Lagoon.
Say it again. I screamed over you saying it. I'm sorry.
We're going to do Creature from the Black Lagoon so I can finally have watched it.
Woo! Wow. This is going to be a good one.
And I think I have my next one lined up. I'll tell you after the show.
I know one of our listeners thinks that they have a creature living in their lake that looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon, possibly.
Really?
So, might have to have that person on.
You might have to tell me that after the show.
I will.
So, do you think we've teased them enough?
I think you've teased it. I think you need to make your announcement.
I've teased it, but I haven't really dropped any hints.
Old boy.
I don't
old
think.
Chap. Old sport.
Last week,
came out.
No.
I just ruined your moment.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Sorry, bro.
No.
You have to cut that one out, old school.
No, you didn't ruin it, but I have to cut it out because I don't want anybody here. I was trying not to laugh.
We hate queers!
You came out, old bean.
You spread that AIDS.
You spread the AIDS down the holla. Okay, let me start over. Alright, so I think I've teased everybody enough. Like, we said a tease, but I haven't really dropped any hints.
Oh.
But, sir, last weekend...
No.
I got engaged.
Oh, my Lord.
And it's funny because we talked about it forever, Katie and I. Like, she knew, we didn't know when, but she knew it would be eventually coming. Like, there was no, I don't want to say no surprise, but it wasn't a shock or anything like that. But it's weird, when it happened, we both kind of were, I wasn't nervous that she wouldn't say yes, because that's how, we've talked about it. But I was still nervous for some reason. And this is the story of our lives. So I asked her, she took the ring and asked, she's like, I said, what are you doing? Because she was quiet. She goes, I don't know what, she goes, I totally forgot which hand it goes on. And I was like, it's the left. She goes, well, that's what I thought too, but I need to Google to see. So she's sitting there Googling it on her phone.
That's about the cutest thing I've heard all day long.
That's us. That's how things go. So, we're laughing our asses off because of that. And, some people, I don't know how many people listening just knows the whole story, but we dated a while ago, and then things didn't work out, and my life took a few different paths that you were part of, some of them. Some people even may have said that I found Bigfoot and maybe dated her for a time.
Oh, that's horrible.
But... yeah. Hi, James. But, we got back together 2 years ago, and I'm seriously the happiest I've ever been. But it was just weird, I knew, I was going to ask her, I knew what was going to happen, but it was still, in that moment, I was still it was more nervous that I'm actually doing this, and this is actually happening, more than, I'm making this big change. There's times now even where I'm just sitting here and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm engaged. It's a weird feeling that I don't know how to describe. I'm happy about it, but it's just, sometimes it just hits me oh wow, that actually happened. So that's my big news.
That's awesome, dude.
Thanks.
I'm happy for you. The listeners are happy for you. Except some of the single ladies probably aren't so happy.
They're probably all there's probably so
You're
many.
You're off the market now, dude.
There's probably so many Ben and Jerry's ice creams that are going to be bought tonight.
Oh, dude. Tears and ice cream.
I have talked to her. I've talked to you too about having her on sometime to do a movie. She's not the world's. I mean, she'll watch movies with me, but she doesn't have a favorite paranormal movie. or anything, and I'm thinking that maybe for whenever she does come on, we'll dust off old Harry.
Hey, what you two do with yourselves is fine, but I don't want to be in there when you guys get all the water.
I feel like Harry and the Hendersons would be like a good intro movie type thing to her for her.
There you go. It probably would.
But next week it's all, or 2 weeks, it's all about the Gill Man.
That's right, Julie Adams.
I feel like that's the first movie. Well, not the first movie. One of the first movies that I ever told you that I hadn't seen that you probably were like, "What's wrong with this person?"
That'll be interesting. Get your take on that. The first thing you're going to notice is, dun, dun, dun! You're going to hear that a lot in this movie.
Oh, is there like a theme?
Very dramatic music.
Oh, okay.
Very dramatic.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too, buddy.
But do you have anything else?
Special shout out again to Bigfoot Mountain. Thanks for everything. Thanks for sharing our show. Mucho.
Yeah, thanks for everything you've done. That's
Sassy
awesome.
Squatch Girl. Check it out. I share her links to her blog a lot.
Like, I feel like she listens to the show right after we put them out. Like, you're the most dedicated listener I think I've ever had in my life.
I don't know how she is, and much appreciated. And like I said, check her blog out, because I have just kind of like been with Bigfootery, honestly. Just been kind of like, ugh. And her stuff's refreshing. You know, it's positive. It's not any of this infighting stuff.
I'm not I haven't kept up with all the Bigfootery stuff. I just like the movies.
There you go. And that's kind of what we're going with now, and happy things.
But imagine this. Doesn't Bigfoot Mountain sound like a kick-ass amusement park?
It truly does. She took it, I think, from the Lance Henriksen movie.
That's right. Is that the one where he's... No, wait. Yeah, there was that Sasquatch Mountain or whatever it was called.
Sasquatch, yeah, but I think she took it from one of those that was said in the movie.
Okay. Is Sasquatch Mountain the one with the dude in the wheelchair? I remember there's some like sci-fi channel werewolf movie where there's a guy in a wheelchair.
With Matt McCoy was in the wheelchair.
Yeah, and I think that's...
Was that Yeti cursed the snow demon?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't
We're
remember.
running together.
Maybe it was.
We're not experts. The hell?
We're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do. We're gonna.
We're always. It's like we're just out there dog manning. We're not finding anything.
We're gonna have to do Curse of the Snow Demon because I need to give it another chance. I think.
Yikes!
But Night of the oh my God, that's another one we have to do. Night of the Demon. What I meant to say is.
Say it.
Oh my God, I can't forget. I can't remember the movie I just said we were going to do. The title's out of my brain. You just got engaged.
You just got engaged, and now you can't remember the name of the movie we're doing. Coincidence? Oh, I think
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Uh-huh.
Next week, everybody.
Maybe.
So, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll be back with the Gill Man.